The next morning arrived quietly. Sunlight broke through the trees as Yuji prepared to leave the town behind. He looked over his belongings and sighed softly. I've already packed everything into the slime's storage, he thought. One by one, the slimes absorbed his luggage into their bodies. Then Yuji pointed toward the proud wolf. All right, everyone, climb on. The slimes bounced excitedly. Yes. They quickly piled onto the proud wolf's back. Yuji climbed on last and patted the wolf gently. I'm counting on you, proud wolf. The wolf proudly lifted his head. Yes, Yuji. Yuji looked toward the road ahead. Kiria is about 50 kilometers from here. With your speed, we should arrive by today. And with that, the proud wolf dashed forward at full speed. The trees blurred past them as they raced through the forest. Yuji glanced back at the distant town slowly disappearing behind them. That was a good town, he thought quietly. I hope Kiria is the same. Time passed. Eventually, a massive city appeared beyond the forest. Yuji's eyes widened slightly. Kiria. Huge stone walls surrounded the city like a fortress. Armed guards stood at the gates. Watchtowers lined the walls and mounted near the entrance were iron cannons. Yuji stared at the overwhelming sight. Those walls are enormous. This place feels completely different from Faston. The city looked less like a town and more like a battlefield preparing for war. As they entered through the gates, Yuji carefully observed the streets around him. There were far more people here. More adventurers, more soldiers, more tension. Is this city really that dangerous? Yuji wondered. I just hope there are safe and reasonable quests here. Then one of the slimes pointed excitedly. Yuji, over there it says guild. Yuji looked up. A gigantic building stood in the center of the city, the Adventurers Guild, compared to the guild in Faston. This one was massive. Yuji stepped inside. The interior buzzed with noise and activity. Adventurers crowded the lobby. Quest boards covered the walls. Receptionists hurried from counter to counter. Yuji looked around carefully. There are way more people here. I might actually learn more about this world in a city like this. Then he muttered quietly. First, I should find a safe quest. But before he could finish speaking, a voice suddenly called out to him. Is this your first time in Kiria? Yuji turned around. A guild receptionist stood nearby smiling politely. Please register at the front desk before accepting quests. Yuji nodded. I already have a guild card. Do I still need to register? The receptionist answered immediately. All adventurers entering the city must register. If a monster attack happens, we need to know who's available to fight. Yuji paused. A monster attack again. This world really is dangerous everywhere you go. He gave a small nod. Understood. Please register me. The receptionist guided him to the counter. However, she added carefully, if your abilities are judged insufficient, your registration may be denied. Yuji nodded calmly. That makes sense. If I seem too weak, feel free to reject me. The receptionist blinked in confusion. I've never heard an adventurer say that before. Yuji handed over his guild card. The receptionist examined it casually at first, then she froze. Profession Tamer. Yuji sighed internally. As expected, being a tamer really does sound unimpressive here, but suddenly, the receptionist's eyes widened in shock. She immediately handed the card back. Your registration is approved. Yuji blinked. That was fast. The receptionist looked at him seriously. B-class scouts are accepted unconditionally. She continued. If you had mentioned that title earlier, things would have gone much smoother. Yuji tilted his head slightly. Are B-class scouts really that special? The receptionist nodded firmly. A B-class scout drastically lowers a party's chance of dying. It's one of the most valued support qualifications an adventurer can have. Then her expression brightened slightly. In that case, would you be interested in taking a guild request immediately? Yuji nodded. That was my plan. The receptionist leaned forward. We currently have a scouting mission available. 3 adventurers have already formed a party and are waiting for one more member. She smiled. A B-class scout would be perfect for the job. Yuji thought carefully. A scouting quest. But joining strangers in this world could be dangerous too. Then he asked, can I meet the other party members first? Of course, the receptionist replied. As she walked away, she added one final warning. Make your own judgment about whether you can trust them. 30 minutes later, 3 adventurers approached Yuji's table. 2 women, and 1 man. The man stepped forward first. Lodi's, D-rank sword fighter. Next came a blonde archer. I'm Tina, E-rank archer. The final girl carried a spear on her back. Lisa, also E-rank. Yuji gave a small nod. F-rank Tamer, Yuji. I recently obtained a B-class scout qualification. The moment Lodi's heard the word Tamer, his expression soured instantly. You're kidding, right? He crossed his arms aggressively. What's an F-rank Tamer supposed to contribute to this party? Yuji stayed calm. That reaction makes sense, he thought. In this world, party members trust each other with their lives, but Tina immediately spoke up. He's still a B-class scout. Lisa nodded in agreement. This is an investigation mission, not a frontal assault. Reliable scouting matters more than raw strength. Then Lisa glanced coldly toward Lodi's. Honestly, I'm more worried about teaming up with you. Tina sighed. Same here. Your reputation isn't exactly great. Lodi's snapped immediately. Hey, don't believe every rumor you hear. Lisa shrugged. That's fair, there's no proof. Tina crossed her arms. Then let's compromise. If you accept Yuji joining the party, we'll accept you too. Lodi's clicked his tongue in annoyance. Do whatever you want. Yuji quietly communicated with the slimes through telepathy. What do you think about this party? The slimes answered honestly, we don't know. Yuji sighed internally. This feels exactly like working on group projects back in my old world. Some teammates are reliable, others are disasters. Tina then looked directly at him. What about you, Yuji? Are you all right with this party? Yuji hesitated briefly. I actually have the right to refuse. But eventually he nodded. Yes, I look forward to working with you. Soon after, the party departed from Kiria. Outside the city walls, Tina unfolded the quest document. Our mission is to locate a B-rank monster known as the Earth Dragon. She pointed toward the forest ahead. If we discover other dangerous monsters along the way, our reward increases. Then she assigned positions. Lodi's takes vanguard, I'll stay center. Lisa handles rear guard. Both nodded, Roger. Fine. Yuji then asked, what should I do? Tina answered calmly. As a tamer, you probably won't fight directly. Focus entirely on scouting. Yuji nodded, and if I locate the Earth Dragon? Just report its location to me, Tina explained while holding up a magic tool. Once we record its position, the mission is complete. Yuji stared curiously. A magic tool that records locations. This world really is incredible. As they continued walking, Yuji secretly contacted the proud wolf through telepathy. Are you ready? The wolf answered immediately, yes. Yuji gave further instructions. Search the surrounding forest carefully with the slimes. Stay hidden. Prioritize locating the Earth Dragon. Then his tone became slightly colder. And if this party becomes hostile, be ready to support me immediately. The proud wolf answered seriously, understood. Not long after, the slime sitting on Yuji's shoulder suddenly spoke. Yuji, we found monsters. Yuji activated Share Sense. Instantly, his vision connected with the slimes scouting ahead. 5 wolf-type monsters moved through the forest nearly 2 kilometers away. Yuji immediately warned the party. There are 5 wolf monsters ahead, approximately 2 kilometers away. Lisa looked stunned. 2 kilometers, that's beyond visual range. Even Tina looked shocked. You can detect enemies from that far away. Yuji nodded calmly. There's no mistake. Lodi smirked slightly. Interesting, let's see if you're telling the truth. The party continued forward, minutes later. The monsters appeared exactly where Yuji predicted. Everyone stopped in shock. They're really here. Lodi's grinned, leave them to me. He rushed forward instantly. His blade flashed through the darkness. 1 wolf fell, another lunged toward him. But Lodi's dodged effortlessly and cut it down in one motion, within seconds. All 5 monsters were dead, without a single injury. Yuji stared silently, amazing. So this is the strength of a D-rank adventurer. Tina looked back at Yuji with a smile. You really are an incredible scout. Then her expression sharpened again. All right, stay alert, we keep moving. Yuji nodded, got it. Hours later, night finally fell. Tina looked toward the dark forest. We camp here tonight. Yuji tilted his head slightly. We're setting up camp away from the road again. Tina nodded. Of course, small groups are vulnerable. Roads attract bandits. Yuji silently looked toward the darkness beyond the trees, so monsters aren't the only danger here. The group prepared camp and gathered around a small fire for dinner. Then Lisa finally asked, "How are we splitting watch duty?" Lodi's answered immediately. Tina takes first watch, I'll take second, Yuji gets third, Lisa takes last. He continued calmly, the second and third shifts are the hardest, Yuji and I will handle them. Yuji blinked in surprise. Lodi's is strangely considerate. Everyone agreed, soon after. The party went to sleep one by one. The fire slowly dimmed, the forest grew quiet, but outside the tents. Lodi's remained awake beside the fire, and as the flames flickered across his face, his expression slowly changed into something cold, something dangerous, like a man hiding his true intentions in the darkness. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, comment your favorite moment, and subscribe for more anime content. Thanks for watching your otaku panels, and I'll see you in the next video.